Hello everyone, this is Dinesh Kumar Raghu here from the Political Macha Comments. In this video, I'll be talking about how playing race-based politics has not been working out well for parties like MCA, MIC and GERAKAN. So, as many of you know, race-based politics has been part and parcel of our country's politics for the last 75 years. And we all know that strong devotion to this brand of politics has guaranteed electoral success for the race-based political parties in this country. However, for the last 10 years, this brand of politics has not been working out well for MCA, MIC and also GERAKAN. On the other hand, race-based politics have been working out well for parties that champion Malay Muslim rights like UMNO and PAS, as well as parties in Sabah and Sarawak who are championing the rights of the indigenous community that they represent. So let's start with how race-based parties in Perikatan Nasional are doing well in race politics. So let me start with UMNO. Okay. UMNO enjoys steady support from the Malay Muslim voter base, which is the largest voter base in this country. Despite the fact that UMNO lost Putrajaya in the 14th general election, as well as having some of its leaders facing numerous corruption charges like Kunan, Najib Razak, and Zaid Hamidi, Aziz Rahim, and so on. For PAS, this Islamist party enjoys the support of the religiously conservative Malay Muslim voter base. The party still maintains its control in Kelantan since 1990, as well as having the majority control in Kedah and Terengganu. The party has 18 members of parliament in Dewan Rakyat and 8 senators in Dewan Negara. Meanwhile, in Sabah and Sarawak, the Bumiputera-based parties over there, they are doing well so far in terms of securing support from their respective indigenous communities. There are a lot of ethnic groups over there. You got Iban, you got Kadazan Dusun, you got Bidayo, and so on. Now let's talk about non-Malay, non-Bumiputera parties like the 3 that I mentioned earlier. As of MCA, they only have 2 MPs in Dewan Rakyat, 2 state assembly members nationwide, and 4 senators in Dewan Negara. The party lost about 95% of Chinese voters to Pakatan Harapan in the 14th general election in 2018. Even before that, MCA was losing the Chinese votes to Pakatan Rakyat back in the 12th general election in 2008 and the 13th general election in 2013. As for MIC, the party has only 1 MP in Dewan Rakyat, 2 senators in Dewan Negara, and only 3 state assembly members nationwide. The party lost 70 to 75% of Indian votes to Pakatan Harapan in the 14th general election. GERAKAN, what can I say? They experienced the worst when it comes to electoral performance if compared to MCA and MIC. They lost all seats contested in the 14th general election, and that includes 2 parliament seats that they have been defending since 2013 until the 14th general election, which is Simpang Rengkam in Johor and Teluk Intan in Perak. And they have also lost Penang back in the 12th general election, a state that has been the party's fortress for 39 years. If I'm not mistaken, for 39 years, yeah. And by the way, just to clarify with all of you, GERAKAN is not a race-based party. It is a multiracial party. But this party for a very long time has been catering a lot to the non-Malay votes to win elections, especially in Penang, where majority of the voters over there are non-Malay. So far, what I would like to say from my observation on the electoral performance of these 3 political parties is that the relevance of race-based political parties in this country depends on how much support that they can win from the targeted racial voter groups. And so far, I will say that the more votes that you win from the racial voter group that you represent, the stronger chances that you have to remain relevant in Malaysian politics. And so far, I would say that MCA, MIC, and GERAKAN is on the brink of irrelevancy based on the support that they have been receiving from the non-Malay voters, which is very, very little. So, what does the future hold for these three political parties? Should MIC and MCA be dissolved? Or should MCA and MIC just ditch their racial politics and embrace ideological politics? But even if they make that switch, can they still survive in this country? And then for GERAKAN, even though they are no longer with Barisan Nasional, can they still win back the voters, especially the non-Malay voters, that they need to win seats in Penang, the state that used to be their fortress? But then, now that they are with Perikatan Nasional, they also need to think about, they need to think hard whether they can win non-Malay voters or not, considering the fact that huge majority of non-Malay voters voted for Pakatan Harapan, a coalition which was betrayed by some of the leaders in Perikatan Nasional and also the leaders in Barisan Nasional who refused to move on from their electoral defeat in GE14. So these are the questions that these three parties need to ask themselves. I mean, they have a lot to think about, how to remain relevant in Malaysian politics. So that is all from me. Dinesh Kumar out.